Hi, today we'll be doing a tutorial on how to use smart objects to make a collage. So first of all, we're going to see the difference between a smart object and a rasterized one. So we're going to duplicate the smart object right here using Option click and dragging it. Now we're going to convert one of them, the one on the right, to a raster. Now we're going to select both of them and we're going to make them really small, so scale it down a lot. And now we are going to release the selection and seeing that, so one is raster and one is not. And we're going to scale them back up to see the effects. So now you can see the one on the right, which used to be a raster, is now very blurry, while the one on the left, our smart object, still has its resolution. Okay, so that's basically it. The main difference between the rasterized layer and the smart object is that the smart object doesn't lose its quality when you scale it. Also, as you guys will see later, we can edit multiple copies of the smart object at the same time. Okay, let's get started. So import your photo. And now we are going to convert it to a smart object. So basically right click on the layer. Now Option click, we're going to make a copy and we're going to click into it, and this is how you can edit. Note that it's a PSB. So now we're going to change the hue and saturation and we're going to make it a purple flower. Once we save, you can see that back here these two flowers are now both purple, because we applied the same effect to the smart object. So we can see smart objects are very useful when we have multiple copies of the same object and we want to edit all of them at the same time. But what if you had a copy of the object that you didn't want to change when all the other ones changed? That's where smart object via copy comes in. Now if we make a smart object via copy, we have one that will have different properties. So when we edit it, it won't affect the other two. Now let's check it out. So we click into the one called different. We change the hue and saturation. So we're going to make this one a blue flower. So you can adjust the color knobs to your liking, and once we save, we see that this one now is different from the other two. It's also a smart object, but it's different. Now we import our dragons. So for this dragon, we're going to do the same thing. Naming it dragon, we are converting it to smart object, creating a copy, and now we're just going to do some minor adjustments. So go into edit, transform, and flip horizontal. You can change the orientation of your object. This doesn't affect the fact that they're still linked, so these two dragons will still be able to be edited at the same time. So now, using new smart object via copy, we just created a baby dragon. So this dragon will be independent of the other two when we change their properties. So now you can just adjust your layer order to make sure that the flowers or whatever you want on top actually comes on top. So we want to see that these two dragons on the side are linked and the dragon in the middle is independent. So we're going to make these dragons a fiery red color. Let's see, for their fire breathingness. So once we adjusted and saved, we can see that both of these are now red dragons, while the baby dragon is still green. Okay, now before we end it off, we'll see that you can actually edit a smart object and draw on it once you go inside the layer. So for this one, we make a pink flower right here. And you can see that this one is not editable right now, so we're going to rasterize the layer inside the smart object. So our object is still a smart object. So let's add a few highlights and a few more. And then once we save and we go back to our photo, we can see that this flower is really just edited, just like the other ones. So now we're going to speed things up a bit, and I'm just going to finish up the collage using the methods we just talked about. Lastly, I'm just going to use the burn tool to darken the background and make the origami figure stand out more. That's it. Thanks for watching.